Hey y'all, looks like I'm live. I hope. Yeah, how's it going? How's your Saturday? Sorry I wasn't here in the morning in my usual time. I had a little bit of a appointment. Well, I guess it's not an appointment. It was like a community government thing that my wife and I went to, like a town hall meeting basically. So that's what I was doing in the morning. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay. Let me know how the stream looks, how it sounds. Can you hear me? Do I need to adjust anything? And we'll just get started. I'll probably do a couple hours today, and then stop like before I gotta go pop out and make dinner. And we'll see just how far we get. Where is my pen? I have a bit of a different setup here. I'm using my Cintiq instead of my tablet. I don't know where my pen is. I have an extra one here, so I can use that, I suppose. Oh, it's behind the screen. That's where it is. So we're working on Draco. I'm also... No, I think we'll just focus on Draco. I'm like juggling several different things right now. But it's all good. I am trying to maximize my efficiency. I'm also chatting with Furious over here. Yeah, Furious. I added more spines on the back here. I think that was your main note, right? On the Draco last time. So I think the side view is pretty well developed. What I wanted to work on was the front view and like the top view more, but I also kind of wanted just to lay things out in 3D too, because it kind of helps me. I'll show you guys. This is the Draco currently in 3D. I was working on this today. But it kind of helps me to like figure out shapes, especially like front view, top view. I do a lot of like popping back and forth between 2D and 3D. Like depends. It kind of depends, honestly. Like I'm a little all over the place when it comes to my actual process, but sometimes it just feels easier to pop into 3D and like work out shapes in 3D. And then if I need to explain, like if I need to do other stuff that's quicker in 2D, I'll pop back over to 2D. I feel like it's kind of the advantage of knowing both mediums is you kind of can pick and choose what works best for whatever you're trying to do at the moment. So yeah, that's what I am working on now. Like I think the advantage of working in 3D, sorry, is you get the other stuff kind of automatically, right? Like I already have a front view, I already have a top view, and we can kind of start to gauge how things are looking. Like I already like this front view, the 3D front view, better than what I sketched before, and it makes more sense to me here rather than what I was doing in 2D over there. So I'd have to like even them out, of course, but that's how this is going so far. Let's see, how's everyone doing? Paula, question. It's not about this, if you don't mind. Do you think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Raven? I have no idea. I am totally not a Star Wars like person. I mean, I like Star Wars, but as far as like knowing, like specifically having an opinion on Star Wars, I don't know if I'm the right person to talk to. Furious. Okay, sounds good. I can exaggerate the dewlap more. How much will it weigh? That's a furious question. I'm also working with a different because I have my Cintiq. I'm not using my tablet. I don't have my my keyboard immediately in front of me, so I'm using like a little. It's called a tour box. It's like this little. I'll show you guys this little like a keyboard shortcut pad. So that's what I'm using. I'm not entirely 100% used to it. I'm still kind of getting acclimated, so I might be just a tad slower today at moving around and using the interfaces and stuff, but I got to get used to it. I think it'll really help my workflow in the long run. So and it helps me use my Cintiq anyway, so I got to use it. I have so much like there's so many like accessories and stuff that I bought for my computer and for creating art that I don't use. I feel kind of bad. But this will not be one of those. I think it's a really good tool, and I really want to learn to get used to it. It's just like a little bit the muscle memory is not there yet, but it's slowly building there. Where's my brush? There's my brush shortcut. I gotta get pure ref up real quick. Open recent, Dracovenator. Gotta add my concept to it. The benefit also of this is that when we finally like finalize the concept art, I can just jump straight into 3D. There's no real waiting. I don't have to like fuss about like rebuilding everything in 3D from what I already had, you know? So it should be pretty quick. Looking to optimize the workflow here. Trying to I think my eye placement is a little bit not where it should be. I'm not happy with the eye still. I like it in the 2D. I just want to get it properly in the 3D version. That way I know my front view is accurate. So that's what I'm working on right now. Yeah, Smogsy. Thank you. Yeah, this is I think sometimes just jumping straight into 3D helps me go faster, basically. Like I was talking about earlier, like I don't know, the way my brain works, I don't really see too much of a difference between 3D and 2D. Like I kind of move between them pretty fluidly. Like this concept sculpt, I can easily like just translate back into 2D and then sketch over it some more to get an idea across. A lot of artists do that, especially in in video games. It's a pretty common practice. In movies and film, it's a pretty common practice as well, where like you use 3D to make the 2D, you use 2D to make the 3D, you kind of just mix them both until you get what you want, because all that really matters is the approval. Like, is the production approving the concept? And once the concept's approved, you can just move forward. I kind of don't, I'm in favor of anything that helps me be speedy, because there's a lot of dinos to make, lots of dinos to make. I saw the roster that Furious was showing yesterday. Hey everybody. Lots of new names popping in. What would you say, Kelly Penland? What would you say is the hardest type of dinosaur to model and the easiest? A hardest type of dinosaur to model is anything with feathers or anything with lots of osteoderms. So like ankylosaurs are really hard. And like anything with feathers, like raptors, all of that stuff. It's just a lot of additional meshes that you have to take into account and manage. And you got to make decisions about like, are we going to do this in 3D, like full 3D? Are we going to do it in the texture? Is it going to be like integrated into the mesh, or is it going to be a separate mesh? Like there's a lot to consider, and also a lot to just do, you know, a lot to sculpt. So those ones, like the easiest dinosaurs to make are the ones that don't have any like too many bells and whistles to them, you know, like just like an Allosaurus. I mean, depends on if you add feathers on it, right? Because you can maybe add feathers to any theropod. But if we're talking about like a traditional looking Allosaurus with not a ton going on, that would be way faster to sculpt than a Velociraptor. So yeah, that would be my vote, you know, for those two types. Anything else I feel is pretty straightforward. What dinosaurs are you excited to make? I mean, honestly, everything on that roster looked pretty interesting in its own way. I have my personal favorites, you know, like everyone probably does. Like I'm really excited for. I think we have Mipe in there. I'm pretty excited for Megalodon, even though it's not a playable. Megalodon looks really fun. Spinosaurus, of course. Triceratops and T-Rex. Furious was talking about yesterday. Those are really exciting. It's been a while since I've sculpted a T-Rex. I think the last T-Rex I worked on was for Kyoryu. And that had like, that was like a samurai T-Rex. It wasn't like a T-Rex, you know? There's so many. I mean, like any dinosaur really is fun to make. It's just like usually the current dinosaur I'm working on is like the one I'm like really thinking about a lot and like really excited to continue working on, and then it changes, you know, once I start a new thing. My overall favorite dinos are generally theropods, maybe generically. I like theropods. And specifically megaraptors and like lots of just stuff that looks very unique, like Dracovenator is a really good example because it's got the crests and stuff that look really cool. I like anything that has like something else, you know, like a crest or a horn or like big claws, like something out of the ordinary is really appealing to me. I think that eye position looks a lot better now. Hey, Sharky, how's it going? Dracovenator is not the same as Dilophosaurus as far as I know, but it depends on who you ask. Like, there's people that like to group things together a lot, and there's people that like to separate things. Like, there's people who say there's 3 different species of Tyrannosaurus, and there's people who say there's 1. So it really depends on who you ask. As far as I know, the stuff that I was looking at, I don't think so. I think it's a close relative, but not the same species. But, you know, there's probably somebody out there who says the opposite. And that's the fun part of paleontology. Can't wait for Kyoryu. Yeah, that's a really exciting project. Really happy that I was able to work on that one. It's been a while. I actually need to reach out and see what's up. Been a while since I've talked to anyone from Kyoryu. I saw one in the Dinosaur show on Netflix called Lillian Sternis. Yeah, they had a lot of Lillian Sternis is new to me also. It's another Dilophosaur relative. I actually don't know how much of Lillian Sternis they have. I looked it up yesterday. I think it's not very much. I think it's like a partial skeleton, like partial skull and maybe some bits of the skeleton too, but it's not very much. But it's cool to see like alternative like other species that are related to species we know pretty well. You know, I'm always learning new stuff. Like, you know, I've been into dinosaurs for my whole life basically, right? And I'm still learning like new names of new dinosaurs from things. So that's always fun. Yeah, I did watch a bit of that documentary yesterday. I only got to episode 2. I'm probably gonna watch episode 3 tonight. I kind of want to spread it out. I don't want to like binge the whole thing. I don't even know how many episodes there are, but I'll kind of spread it out over the next few days. Give me something to entertain myself. Sharky, by the way, I've been tinkering around with a template for a nictitating membrane. That's pretty fun, Sharky. You have to let me know how it goes. That's really interesting. I have done nictitating membranes before, but not the reflective eye, like inclusion. Like I haven't worked on anything like that yet. Sorry, my doggo hears one of our neighbor's dogs outside. For once, she's not barking at me while I'm streaming. She's barking at something else. She's telling him off. Yeah, she's letting him know who's boss. Oh, thanks, Sharky. That's cool. I'd appreciate it. Always interested to know how other artists go about figuring that sort of thing out. So I'm not gonna worry about, like, in the concept I have the little like serrations on the top of the crest. I'm still gonna add those, but there's a certain amount of detail that I'll go into in 3D at this point, and then there's some like minor detail that's just easier to add with a draw over, you know. So I'm not gonna fully go for it in here, and like start detailing stuff up. I'm gonna stay pretty like surface level. Like I'm still kind of thinking of this as like block in, like no, I'm not gonna like do like wrinkles or like little scales or anything like that. That's just stuff I'll indicate on the 2D concept art just because it's quicker. And like the spines and stuff too, it's faster to draw those in than to actually place every spine and stuff on here. I mainly just want the proportions. I want the anatomy to feel solid, and then I'll do like the embellishments and all that stuff in 2D. So I'm trying to take advantage of like what works, like which thing does best. You know, there's stuff that's too time consuming to put into 3D. There's stuff that's too time consuming to do just in 2D. So I'm trying to like bridge the gap there. Use the best of both worlds, basically. But ultimately, like what you see on the final concept sheet is what the what should be referenced as like the truth, right? Like that's the official thing. Whenever we finalize it, that's the gold standard sort of thing. Then the 3D follows that. That's what's going to happen to the Packy as well. Pretty close to getting this. Let's see how the front view looks. Yeah, I like the front view a lot more now. Sometimes it's just front views are hard. The skull of these dinos is so strange when it turns in space and like looks you straight on. The proportions and like where everything lines up sometimes is not at all where you expect them to line up. And for me it's just easier to just block it out in 3D and figure things out in like real space. Do you guys have any skin concepts for Draco yet? No, not yet. Have I played any dinosaur survival games like Echoes? And if so, what's your favorite? I have played Path of Titans. I have played The Isle. What other ones are there? I played a little bit of Beast of Bermuda. Like a very, very little bit. Like I don't think I played Beast of Bermuda for more than like an hour. I didn't play Path of Titans for more than an hour. I played The Isle for over 300, I think. That's like the most I played. But yeah, it's been quite a while since I played a kind of any type of survival game in general, really. Let me think. What's the last survival game that I played? Maybe my friends and I played a lot of Scum. It's not dinosaurs, I know, of course, but you still got to watch your. It's got some, you know, some crossover there. What else? Played a lot of Valheim. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm breaking my own rule here. Starting to, it's like a habit. I'm starting to do wrinkles and stuff. I should fix the ear though. Okay, Sharky, it's late for you. Jin Whisperer, thank you. I'll see you around, Sharky. Have a good night. I don't know. Has anyone in chat played a cool survival game? Would you recommend anything new out there I should take a look at if I have time? What are you all playing these days? So I think I'm ready. Yeah, I think I got the info I need from this. And I'm gonna just transfer it over to the 2D side. Just looking it over. Like I like the face, I like the thickness of the torso. The muscle definition looks good to me. So we can go ahead and do that. I'll show you the process I used to do that. So like the thing that's kind of comes up when you're moving from 3D to 2D is, of course, one is like, you know, a whole model, right? And the other one is just a flat sketch. So in terms of presentation, you're left with a bit of a problem, because if you're trying to show this to a client and part of your concept is a sketch and part of your concept is 3D, then it's kind of like, what are you know, it's inconsistent. You want to visually present things in a way that's clear but also consistent, looks good. So you have two choices. You can either make the 3D model look like a sketch, or you can render the heck out of your sketch so that way it looks good as the 3D model, one of those takes much more time than the other. So you'll see how I go about that right now. I have a lot of custom matte caps. One of them I made myself here. I might have to subdivide more though. Oh, I actually might not. It might already be subdivided. Good enough. So this kind of stuff helps me bridge the gap. Like I was saying, like if I have something that is easier for me to concept in 3D, I'll just model that, and then if I need to take it back into 2D, I'll throw one of these materials on here. That helps it, like it either makes it look like a sketch or more like a painting or something, and I'll throw it back into 2D and paint over or draw over or do any adjustments I need to do to make it mesh well. So this kind of stuff really has helped save a lot of time. But I need to dial in my render settings first. Make sure this is softer. Let's see, where are we going to save this? So I'll use my usual materials. I mean, I've done this a lot. If anyone here is familiar with the series of drawings I did for Dinovember, a lot of those went through the same process as this. To get the final like drawing. Let me see if this helps. Might do a blue pencil, maybe. This one. Not that one. Each of these matte caps kind of pick up a different, they have a little bit of a different look to them that picks up different details. So usually the deal is kind of picking a few that kind of get me like what I want mostly, and then compositing them later. I might need to increase my resolution though, and then I have to re-export that other one I did. I go to actual. Does it look smoother? It does. Okay. We lock the camera view. Ooh. That's like borderline off the canvas. Let me change the color of the canvas so I can actually see what's going on here. Pick a darker gray. Or maybe we'll do like the blue screen treatment so I can key it out later. Yeah, I'm almost off the page here. Okay, that's better. So this I'll just export as is. I pin this. Guess not. Trying to pin the folder to my quick access stuff, but it doesn't want to. It's okay. I want this comic. Okay. I want my mask. Mask. Spino, thanks. What else am I doing here? I want one of these pencil versions here. This will probably be my main like line art thing, line art layer. I'll just make it black and white instead of blue, but maybe I shouldn't have the shadows on for this one. Or we can use the NPR filter to... these are cool. I gotta find the one that... Some of them are a little bit too much, though. There's a couple that I like, but I always forget which ones they are. That one's good. This one's good too. Yeah, we'll do this one. What is this called? Sketchy lines. When you're doing this, you have to be very organized because you're going to have a lot of passes. Maybe not a lot, but like You're gonna have quite a bit, more than 2 or 3. You want to know. You want to be able to know like which ones you've used, so that way you can either, like, in case you need them later, you can go back. Just double checking a few of these other ones in case I like them. Nah, this one's good. I think that might be the last one. Draco. Okay. Cool. So if we come back to, I do this in Photoshop or Clip. I'll do it in Clip. I like Clip. Do I want to do it in Clip? -1. How's it going? It's been a while, yeah. Thank you for the donation. I hope you're doing well. Give me 1 second, guys. Actually, I changed my mind. We'll go back to it's already open in here. So I'll just stick to this. What do we want? We want Dracovenator. We want all of these passes. Yep. All right, I might need to adjust this and get my keyboard back. Because I need to do a little bit of compositing here. Super busy, glad work is going well. Yeah, good to see you. I hope everything is going well with you. How do I want to do this? My brain is like jumbled now because my left hand is starting to get used to this pad thing, the tour box, And now coming back to the keyboard is weird. So this is a mask. We're going to pop it on top of this. Everything that I rendered out before is going to go into one document, basically. So which channel am I on? So yeah, we're putting everything into this comic channel. This comic material. That's gonna go in. We got this going in. We got this going in. I think that's it. Yeah. Duplicate this. We have a double here. I'm just going to fill this with white. So that channel that we have there is our selection. And I can use it to isolate the silhouette of everything. And then all I have to do really is, let me throw a gradient map on here. Really simple one. Turns everything black and white. And then we'll just play with the compositing. So I know I want this value layer there, but very light. And then this will go on top as a line art layer. This is another line art layer. Multiply. This is another one. So you see how each of these add more information? Like some of them pick up the edges, like the outside edges. Some of them do like interior details. Some of them are like more like tone than line. Some of them are more line than tone. Okay, that looks pretty good. So then we group all this together. I can clean up my Photoshop area now, because I have all of that. And we pop it in here. This is the new front view. And then we got to make sure it's scaled properly to the side view. See, like this one is just too skinny looking. Bit too lean. I mean, I'm pretty, like, I could have taken more time. I could have taken more time to refine that front view, but it would have just been, I think it would have taken longer. You know, I could just quickly whip up this model like, and then just quickly get the view I want, you know. Sometimes it's just easier. And then now I can pop in here and make changes where I need to, like the quills and stuff, like little details in the eyes and things like that. Any like changes to the outlines that I need to do. There is some stuff that's not like perfect about this front view, but it's mostly there, and I can adapt it. Like there's some stuff that I don't want on here, like and we can work in symmetry too. Where is my symmetry? There it is. It's not exactly where I want it. There we go. Turn this. Like little, this is like the ridge here. This is a little too rounded, so view, I need to hide these guides. Guides. So like I can start to refine stuff here, and it doesn't take as long as the 3D probably would. Like little adjustments like this are easier here. It's more like I guess more like a refining thing. At least that's the way I think of it. These little notches here, I can now sort of impart onto this. I gotta remember where my shortcuts are on here now too. Let's see. As I'm using white. There we go. So this first little notch is going to be here. Second little notch be right here. You might not even see this one. It's probably maybe a little bit too low. Yeah. So I would need to lower that in the other when we get back to the 3D stuff. I don't think I'll be going back to 3D. I mean, we need to do the top view, but as far as like what I need from it, it's already done. The rest of like the concept thing can be done here. Like all that detailed stuff that I was not wanting to include in the 3D, I can add in here because it's like just quick little lines to represent wrinkle flows, where I will be adding those later. I think this... let me check my... Where is that on the 3D? I got my camera saved, so I can move this around. This area here, it's the... I think it would be referred to as like the pubic boot. That area there is probably not the right shape. Probably needs to be narrower. It's too rounded. It's like the pubis, which is part of it's the 3 bones that are part of the hips. It's like a V shape here. And there's like it's a hammerhead shape looking end to it. But the shape it's 2 halves. The shape that they make together is like this kind of trapezoid sort of shape. It's mostly flat on the bottom. It's not like, I mean, it's slightly rounded. But it's not like this big soft curve. It's got a little bit more of a structure to it than that. So I got to make sure that that's part of what I'm doing here. Get rid of that little study there. I'm on my Eraser. Furious. This is going to be unrelated, but do you think Bajadasaurus would have exposed neck spikes or covered by skin like a sail? Amargasaur. What are they called? They're not Amargasaurids. They're like Dicryosaurids. They're very weird. Lately, what I've been seeing people do is cover them completely in skin, and it's like not before. What used to happen is like they would file new. Let's take a look at Bajadasaurus. Yeah. So before, what people would do is they would restore it like this with the spikes. And then there's like kind of a hybrid approach where you cover the spikes in like a membrane. Like a sail. But the sail is like double, right? Like you have two sides of the sail. So if you looked at it in front view, if the head was down like this is the head. You're looking at it from the top, from the front of it, you'd have like this V shape. It'd be way tighter than that probably. But you'd have two sails. They'd be separate. But lately I've seen people actually like merge them. Like they have the front, they have the head, and then you have the vertebrae that are coming up making the little spikes. But they cover it, but it's like all of it is covered. And it's making this kind of, it almost looks like a slab of like spine going from front to back. I don't know exactly what the science behind that is, like what the what would you call it? The research behind it is, and why, like what's supporting this idea. You know, I would have to look into it. Personally, like visually, I don't really understand this. I feel like it feels just odd. But then again, these are very strange animals. If I were to do it, and if we're not completely trying to go with paleo accuracy, my favorite version of them is this, like where it has a sail. It's like double sail, and they're kind of covered mostly with like a thin membrane of skin. I like this look. I mean, this is cool too, but I feel like a happy medium between, you know, this and this is probably this. But I'm not sure 100%. I would have to look, and then of course we'd have to like, I don't know what exactly what would be the best approach there. It's a weird dinosaur. Very weird guy. You drawing with a pen, and if so, how? It's a Wacom pen. So I'm drawing on a screen. Basically, it's a Cintiq, um, Wacom Cintiq. Does your work on Dracovenator mean the Tropio is complete? No, the Tropio is still going. I'm just kind of mixing it up a little bit, you know, just to add a little bit of variety to the streams and myself as well. Tropio is still in the works. I'll probably be back on Tropio next week. But for right now, just a little tiny break for some new dinos I thought would be fun. Furious, interesting, good to know. Looking through it right now, and was curious if its attacks with its neck would match. Possibly may need to rethink. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure of the defensive capabilities of those spines. More than likely, it was probably just display, maybe a little bit of thermoregulation. They're not very like robust spines, which is why I would say that they are more like decorative. And I think that's probably what a lot of paleontologists would say as well. It would be cool if they were like combat spines on the neck. Smogsy, I use XP Pen Artist 13 Pro. Need a break from Chopio. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the next deep dive into Tropio is going to be. Oh, I need to send Furious. I need to send you the base mesh for the Tropio, right? To get sizes for the babies, the growth. So I need to do that. And then we can probably do some growth concepts for Tropio. And we got to do colors. So we can probably get that done in the coming week. And then get into some feather stuff. Spogsy, they could be similar in purpose to plates of the stego. Yeah, that's true. We got to get some of these. It's going to be interesting to see how the spines look from the front. Because we could play them up a little bit to be like a little bit of a display sort of thing. Like we could structure it so it feels like a, I don't know, like a, maybe like a crown or like, let's see what we do here. They're not going to be very thick. I'm kind of guesstimating the height there. Let me see if I can open up a new window. Window array, workspace, arrange, new window for Draco. We gotta put this in here. And we can look at the side view and the front view closely at the same time. If you match the zoom level on each of them, I can sketch it's kind of like, it's an easy way to do orthographics. Let's do, what's this, 211.59? So now I know that this head is the same as this head, but it's just front view. I have like a center line of spikes or spines, and then lots of tinier ones that kind of radiate. Some of them I think would show in front view. A lot of them might not. They could be like, when we do it in the 3D model, they'll probably be a little bit messier. Like they won't be perfectly symmetrical like this. I think we want a little bit of randomness to it. But it would be nice if, like, from front view, it created like a cool shape for the head. Oh, I messed up my my zoom level there. And then we have all the spines that are going on the back here. So you'd be able to see a lot of these. Oh, Furious, I was wondering, I don't think it would be, it might not be like any important thing as far as gameplay wise, but I was wondering, is there a capability for us to make these move? Like maybe they could lay down when they're not in combat or something. I don't know what it would be, but like if they could just move back and forth, like they like flare up, or would they be permanently like up like this? Up to the animators, but sure, they don't have any special combat capabilities. All comes down to how easy it is to animate. Okay, cool. If it's like an animation thing, then maybe they can come up with something interesting. Viper, you unlocked a new dino. Jurassic World the game. I have not played that. Is that like the park builder? Or would that be a different game? Just give some clarity here, because like I said, some of this shader stuff, like some of it does what you want it to do, and some of it just needs some clarification. So I have to come back in here and sketch over some of that, so that way I and others know what's going on in the mouth there. I mean, that to me looks pretty cool. It's going to be better to figure it out. Like, it might change a little bit depending on how the 3D looks, but these breaking the silhouette here, it kind of reminds me almost like a cryo. Just this little part here. Like if you added the little cryo shape there. It almost looks like a Cryolophosaurus thing. But like, yeah, this little silhouette change is interesting. What else do I want to do to this? I think the concepts I'm trying to treat them like even though I'm going to be the one modeling this, so technically like I already know what I'm thinking, right? So I don't need to spell it out for myself. Because this is a sheet like this would primarily be referenced by a modeler. But if you're also the concept artist, it's kind of it's a little bit different to work on. But I'm still trying to like explain as much as I can. I'm trying to pretend like I'm not going to be working on it, and like if I wasn't sculpting this, what would I need to show people so that way they understand the forms well enough so that way they can follow it and sculpt it themselves, you know what I mean? That's kind of the mentality that I'm trying to keep. So trying to get it to that point where like I feel like everything is spelled out properly, and then like moving on after that, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. It's important for sign off on stuff too, because like Islander and Furious need to get a good idea of what the model is going to look like, all the details that are on here, so that way they can say that if it's working or not. And if there's anything that needs to be changed to support the gameplay, or if it's just visually not what we're going for, you know, that kind of thing. Let's see how much time do I have? Okay, we got about 30 minutes still. I wonder, maybe I can steal some stuff from the Tropio. Tropio. Where? Tropio concept. Oh, it's not a Photoshop file. I do have a Photoshop file though. Have to. Let's see. Now here's where I can. Here's what I can do. I'm looking for the human scale figure. That way I can do a little size comparison, like we did on the Tropio. You said this was 6 meters, right? Furious? 6 meters long. So we take this guy, select the background. Then we get him in here. Six meters long. Okay, I'm gonna I'll probably have to eyeball it just a little bit now, but I will make it more accurate once I have a second to actually measure stuff. But this guy needs to go up in the corner. Trying to fit all of my windows on my monitors. Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough monitors, but I have 3. Should be able to figure out a space for everything with 3 monitors. Put this... Shrink this guy down just a little bit. Imagine if this was the scale. That's not the right size, but I'm gonna isolate him. Up here. And then we'll take side view. And then we'll gotta fill this in. Tribal plushies for Jacob. I'm just gonna outline. I mean, I wonder if it's clean enough to do a silhouette grab. Then that would make it much easier. Might be. That's so weird. Why is it? It's not like selecting the inverse that I want. It's like contracting it. Or am I just... We'll try it. Let's see what it does. There we go. I don't know why it just didn't, but it filled the whole place. It's okay. Just get rid of this stuff. And then this random blobby shape here. That's where I had the arm before, I think. Delete that. I mean, that could be funny for like a mod somebody made later on when the game is moddable. Just like gigantic dinosaurs. Kaiju-sized dinosaurs. So, okay, 6 meters. The human figure is 2 meters tall. So we would want... So that would be 4 meters long. Let's do... We're going to use this guy as a measuring... this is like... This is the most primitive measuring that I can achieve right now. 6 meters long. That's really long, right? It looks really long. But maybe, I mean, I trust Furious for sure. He's got it right, but just like my initial I honestly didn't know that Draco was this big, is basically what I'm saying. Like, it's surprising to see how big he is. But that's cool. I mean, I like that he's... I mean, I shouldn't be entirely surprised because Dilophosaurus is pretty big. And he's pretty closely related, so makes sense that they would be about the same size. But it's always interesting to see them, you know, when you put them next to a human, it really puts into perspective like just how big they are, you know. That's always really fun for me too, like kind of getting to play. I love doing that in 3D too, like throwing in a human character into the same scene as a dinosaur model and like scaling them up against each other. That's really fun. I mean, I didn't have to... I should have... I'm trying to follow my same like visual style that I did for the Tropio, and in the Tropio I didn't just do a silhouette. It was I had the sketch in there as well. So I probably might do that just to keep things consistent. But for right now, I think this works. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like the size of the dino here. Then we'll do the top view, which will like fit. It'll fit right here. I might not be able to do that on stream It's the same process basically. I'll do the same thing that I did with the front view here. Just grab what I need out of ZBrush and we'll line it up here. Do we need to show any like for the Tropia we did a little bit of exploration on it. You know, like we did the little call outs of it, like diving into the water and like hanging on cliff sides and stuff like that. Do you want to do any little detail sketches and stuff like that for Draco? Like any abilities that we want to highlight for him? Yeah, I'm down to do some sketching. That's cool with me. If it helps like animators and stuff down the road too, of like what could it be happening with the animations and attacks and stuff or whatever, that could be useful. Yeah, maybe if you have some ideas, Furious, you can just shoot them to me whenever you have a second, and I can do some sketching. Yeah, because I might not be able to do it tonight, but that would be fun. Can't wait to hear how Peru sounds in game. Ooh, that is a cool thought. Yeah. Crocodile sounds are pretty scary. Like all the hissing and like the deep like rumbles and stuff that happen. And like how they use the water to like amplify it. It's pretty intimidating. Especially if we like, and that's just like a modern crocodile, right? Like that's not a gigantic not the size of a Peru. So I can just, it must have been a super intimidating sound. Is this the front view? Did I label this? There we go. These are all the sketchy lines. Yeah. Yeah, Smogsy. It looks really cool. Is this Dilophosaurus? No, this is a close cousin of Dilophosaurus. This is Dracovenator, a Dilophosaurus relative. I'm just gonna add some little details here. Is this going to be in the Echoes of Extinction game? Yes. This is one of the playable dinos that we have going into the game. What is the deal? It's like I have two of these pens. One of the pens is like, I don't know if it's like malfunctioning or something, but it feels very laggy. And then the other one feels fine. That's weird. That is very weird. Excited for Nemicalopterus. I love small playables. Yeah, I was just working on that today. Erex, would it be possible to make it so that if a Herbie has an armor and you try to bite it, that armor you take damage or something like that? Just saying. I know you're not working on that stuff. That would be cool. I mean, I agree with you. That's very cool. You mean like if you bit like an Enki on the side, like part of the armor would be damaged, like broken or something? Or you're talking about the dinosaur biting the armor takes damage, like to their teeth or something? Hope Nemi gets added soonish due to the model being worked on. Hope it's not AI for too long. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know of any other game where you play as such a small species. I could be wrong. I don't know all of the species that are playables in other games, but it's going to be really I think it'll be fun, of course. Might be super scary being so tiny. And like would Nemi Calopterus have growth as well? Because can you imagine a baby, like a hatchling, how tiny that is? ERX, I gotcha. Oh, it does have growth? That's going to be insane. It's going to be so tiny. Okay, I think I'm fine with the front view now. Is there anything that I need to adjust about the side view now that I have the front view in here? Other than just finishing it, because I still have some work to do on the tail there. It's going to be a very small hatchling, yeah. I mean, that's exciting, though. Like, it's definitely like a different perspective, right? On the whole world, like the size you take. It's going to be like... There are a few survival games where you play as like tiny little like it's basically like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, right? Where you're like a tiny little person and you're like fighting gigantic bugs and stuff. It'll be something like that. Grounded, yeah. Grounded, and there's another one. I can't remember what the name of it was. But I played Grounded for like a second. If you're the size of a spider, what animal can hunt you? If you're basically invisible, that would be really hard to spot. Yeah. But I'm sure there will be people who like, you know, there's people out there who have like eagle eyes and they can see the tiniest little movements and stuff. It's surprising how quickly your eyes can adjust to noticing certain things once you're like aware that they're around. So maybe there are those people out there who are just like, they're going to be able to spot all of that stuff really quick. All right, everybody. Looks like, yeah, I'm getting close to time up. I gotta go run and make dinner. It's dinner time around here. So, yeah, thanks everyone for drop it in on this stream. I know it was kind of like a strange time than usual. But thanks for being here. Thanks for keeping me company. And I will see you next time. Happy Saturday. Have a good rest of your evening, and talk to you later.